Yo, oh my fucking God. What a week. What a week it's been. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Friday Phil. I am your host. My name is Phil, and I'm totally not imbued with a symbiote. Anyway, another week in October. Another beautiful, lovely fall week in October. It's starting to get cooler here in California. Thank God, because the heat was killing me. And I am just happy to be able to go outside and actually wear a jacket for once. But what could I possibly be talking about today? I wonder. Oh wait, I've got it. Iron Fist. Just kidding, though. It's totally not Iron Fist. There's a lot of Spider-Man talk coming out of today. That's for sure. Lots of web slinging news hitting the floor. A lot of other cool shit coming out the pipeline from other various outlets. Maybe a test screening may or may not have happened last night. Apparently, I don't know. Wasn't there. Just something I heard. Okay. I guess I don't even know where to start because, man, there's so much shit to talk about. There is and there isn't. Like, there's some things and there's other things, and there's a couple things that are cooler than the other things. There's some stuff where you're just like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We saw that coming from a mile away. Blade. But you know, I don't know. I just hope everyone's having a great Friday. I know I for damn sure couldn't wait to get out of work today and come here and talk to you fine folks about all the nerd shit happening right now. But you know, why don't y'all chime in? Let me know how your Friday's going. Tell me how you're doing. How you all hanging? Huh? Does it hang a little to the left, a little right? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Don't take that too seriously. Why is this not copying? What the fucking fuck? God damn you. Oh my goodness. What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? There we go. Okay, I need that. What the fuck? Oh my God. What the fucking fuck? Can't copy for shit right now. Oh my God. What the fuck? Where did my threads tab go? There it is. Anyway, goodness gracious, folks. Goodness gracious. I'm just all sorts of fucked up today, aren't I? Let's go ahead and see who's in the chat. Who's stopping by to say hi and hang out with me while I post my live. Well, I post that I'm live on Threads. Let's see. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Omega Swiper. Doubt Holland will be in 3 movies. I'm guessing he dies quickly in Nolan film. Okay. Nice to see you too, Omega Swiper. Thanks for tuning in. We got Daryl Taylor in the chat. Hey, Phil. Hope you're well. I know some people are going to play the blame game and say it's Kevin Feige's fault for putting the Blade movie on hold. I think it was a smart move because does it connect to the main storyline, which is the multiverse saga? This was the problem a lot of people had with Phase 4 when they started to introduce new characters and current characters. Well, since you brought it up, Daryl, and thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate it. You're a very frequent viewer of this show. Let's just go ahead and pull that Band-Aid off right now. Yeah, as I chuckily cheeked earlier, Blade has been indefinitely delayed and pulled from the release schedule of Disney's calendar next year. It is not coming November of 2025. They've actually replaced that with another movie, which is interesting to say the least. Where is it? Where is that article? Where the fuck did it come from? Was it Hollywood Reporter? No, it might have been Deadline. Here we go. Yeah, it was Deadline. All right. Check this shit out. And this kind of feeds into another thing that I'm going to be talking about. But while we're here, so Marvel Studios' Blade removed from 2025 release schedule. Disney dates Predator Badlands instead. And what comes as no surprise, Marvel Studios' Blade won't be coming out on November 7th, 2025. Rather, Disney is opening 20th Century Studios' Predator Badlands. The reboot of the famed Wesley Snipes Marvel movie was first announced at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 with two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali starring. Production and development on Blade hit unavoidable delays with a global pandemic and dual industry strikes. The project saw 2 directors exit. First, Bassam Tariq, who was eyeing a fall 22 start, then Yann Demange. Mia Goth is also set to play supervillain Lilith in the Vampire Slayer film. She told Deadline's Natalie Seatek at the world premiere of her A24 film Maxine that in regards to Blade, delays, Marvel, quote, really care. They do. They want to make a great movie. That's the sense I get from them, and that feels good. For Marvel boss Kevin Feige, it's important to make the best Blade movie ever. The studio won't make the movie until they've cracked a great script. In the meantime, Snipes had a cameo as Blade in the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine. The Blade movies are arguably the first R-rated superhero set of movies launched in 1998 by New Line Cinema. The other two titles in the trilogy were 2002's Blade and 2004 Blade Trinity, altogether grossing a grand total of $418 million at the worldwide box office. That's unadjusted for inflation. In addition to this, Marvel has also dated for untitled films February 18th, 2028, May 5th, 2028, and November 10th, 2028. As for Dan Trachtenberg, who directed the previous Predator movie Prey, which went to Hulu, is back for Predator Badlands, the latest installment, starring Elle Fanning. There was debate that Disney left money on the table by taking Prey straight home, and indeed, the reversal here indicates that continuing commitment to theatrical in the post-Bob Chapek era of the studio. The first Predator opened in the summer of 1987, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, directed by the one and only John McTiernan. It grossed close to $100 million worldwide, all in the Predator franchise, counts 6 titles. That includes 2 Alien vs. Predator movies, which take a global take of $750.6 million. Okay. So, Blade, it's off the schedule. Clearly, they were just like, you know what? Yeah, we need to yank this. We need to just pump the brakes, stop the car. We don't quite have a director here. We don't have a finalized script. I'm sure Mahershala Ali's all sorts of happy about that. I fucking doubt it. I bet he's not happy about this at all. I mean, he was announced as Blade in 2019, and now it's 2024. That's 5 years. 5 years. And the man has had one voice cameo in a movie called The Eternals. And even that movie was just kind of like, I liked it, though. I thought it was a fine movie. But clearly a lot of other people didn't feel compelled to go watch that movie. Everyone was waiting for Spider-Man. But what's funny about this, there's nothing really funny about this, but from a conversational perspective, the funny thing is people were saying, oh, Blade's going to get moved, and Fantastic Four is going to take its spot. Well, ha-ha! Ha-ha! No, it won't! Want to know why? Because there's a fucking Predator movie coming on that day now. So you know what that means? Fantastic Four is not moving its date. I've been saying this for weeks. I've been saying this since Comic-Con. Fantastic Four First Steps will not move from its July 25th, 2025 release date. And the fact that Disney and Fox said, oh, okay, well, if Blade's not going to be there, we're going to go ahead and put Predator Badlands there. You know what's also really cool about Predator Badlands? Apparently, there's 2 Predator movies coming next year. Count them. 2. 2. What? 2? What the fuck? How the fuck? What? 2? How did this even, what? 2 Predator movies? How in the fuck? You've got to be kidding me. Oh my God. So, okay. This came from an interview with studio boss Steve Asbell, who runs 20th Century, right? And here, where's the piece here that specifically cites this? There's Alien piece, which I'll get to. There's John Landau, That's the opening of it. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here we go. What's next for Alien? 20th Century, Kingsman, Die Hard. Okay, here we go. Right here. So, man was asked, any Die Hard plans? No. Okay, here's a big one. Will the next Predator movie get a theatrical release? Editors note this conversation took place before Disney dated Predator Badlands for a 2025 release in theaters. Yes and no. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't pull it up. Here we go. Sorry. So, you're killing me here. Yes, a Predator movie will have a theatrical. I'll tell you very simply. After Prey became a success, Dan Trachtenberg came back and said he didn't want to do Prey 2. And we're like, well, what do you want to do? And he rattled off a bunch of ideas that were really crazy, but really cool. We're actually we've actually done 2 of them. They are coming out next year. One I can't talk about yet, but the other one is a live-action Predator film with Elle Fanning that just wrapped in New Zealand. That'll be theatrically sometime next year. November 7th, 2025. Not the date Fantastic Four was allegedly may have taken due to fan ignorance. But guess what? It's not happening. The Predator Badlands movie is. You're blowing my mind. Let's tackle this one at a time. One Predator movie is coming out theatrically. It's titled Badlands, and it is an absolutely bonkers idea. It is a sci-fi thing, but it's not what everybody thinks it is. And I mean, it's awesome. It's so nuts. But in Dan, we trust. Now, you said there's a second Predator movie. There's a second Predator movie that we have different plans for. Dan has actually directed both. So there's a secret Predator movie. There's a secret Predator movie that will come out before the theatrical one that I can't say anything about yet. Fine. Will we eventually see another Alien vs. Predator? Probably. Not sure how I feel about that. It wouldn't be in the way that you think. That's the thing. Not in the way that will just be called Alien vs. Predator or anything like the original movies. If we do this, it'll be organically created out of these 2 franchises that we've continued with characters that we fall in love with, and those characters will combine, perhaps. But we haven't gotten to that point. We're not just going to bang it out. Very interesting choice of words there, buddy. But yes, 2 Predator movies. 2! That's right. Predator Badlands comes out next November, and then another one probably on Hulu sometime next year, too. What the fuck? What? You guys know what this calls for.
This is fucking awesome.
That's right. This is fucking awesome. 2 Predator movies in the same year. What the fuck? Whoa. That is wild. That is some wild shit right there. But also in the same conversation here, we also got confirmation of another Alien movie. What's the next step for Alien? We're working on a sequel now. We haven't quite closed our deal with Fede Alvarez, but we're going to, and he has an idea that we're working on. The 2 survivors, Rain and Andy, played by Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson, were real highlights of the film. And so I always think of it like, wow, where do people want to see them go next? We know there's going to be aliens. We know there's going to be great horror set pieces, but I fell in love with both of them, and I want to see where their story is. Well, there you have it, folks. Another Alien movie. Another Alien Romulus follow-up to Alien Romulus, I should say, right? That's cool. I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that. I loved Alien Romulus. I thought Alien Romulus was the fucking sauce. It was great. It was so good. It was so fucking good. Alien Romulus was so fucking good. Oh my God. Give Fede Alvarez the keys to that kingdom and just let him run that shit, because hot damn, Alien Romulus was the absolute fucking sauce. It was so fucking saucy. I love that movie, and I love that they're making a sequel to it. And I even love that they're like, yeah, Fede hasn't gotten quite close to the deal, but we're going to get him. Like, they know full well, like, yeah, Fede Alvarez is for sure coming back and doing a sequel. I love that. I love everything about this. And if this eventually leads to, like, a, Alien versus Predator, fuck. At least this time they're going with the optics of, okay, we're not going to make it PG-13, and we're definitely not going to do what Requiem did. No, they've got 2 people here. You know, you've got Dan Trachtenberg and you've got Fede Alvarez, who have looked at both of these franchises and went, okay, what really makes these characters in this universe tick? And how do we expand on that, but also tell a great story? Those guys fucking get it. Dan Trachtenberg made a hell of a beautiful movie in Prey. And Fede Alvarez made just a fucking phenomenal movie in Alien Romulus. So the fact that Dan Trachtenberg has already made another fucking Predator movie and it's coming out next year in November, which, you know, week after Halloween, okay, fine, whatever. But in November, yeah, I'll be there. I'll watch Predator Badlands. You got Elle Fanning, and it's apparently like kind of dystopian, futuristic, maybe. Down for some shit like that. Definitely down for some shit like that. But I'm also down for Star Wars. But we have some unfortunate, but also fortunate news in regards to Star Wars. The Rey film has lost its writer, but the Mando and Grogu film has finally wrapped filming. Oh, Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but I also hate the fan base that is Star Wars. That's for sure. All right. Check it out, folks. Check it out. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Search for new scribe on Daisy Ridley's Star Wars movie underway after Stephen Knight exit. Good thing comes to those who wait, and when it comes to the future of the story, Daisy Ridley's Rey following Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, it's going to be a while. As the latest scribe, Stephen Knight has exited. Deadline can confirm. The search for a new screenwriter is underway. Filmmaker Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is still attached to direct. When Deadline spoke with Ridley at SXSW, that's South by Southwest, she was still waiting on a script. The actress said she knew bits and bobs about the new story, that it's likely Rey, the granddaughter of the Emperor who doesn't have any children in the next stories, which will focus on her starting a Jedi Academy. In regards to delays for the project, nothing is expected to impact the two Star Wars release dates on hold. Currently, there are untitled picks set for December 18th, 2026 and December 17th, 2027. Peaky Blinders creator Knight replaced previous scribes Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson on the Star Wars project. This par for the course for Lucasfilm when they're trying to perfect Star Wars for the big screen. Knight recently wrote the critically acclaimed Angelina Jolie movie Maria, which is playing AFI Fest on Saturday night, and he's working on a feature film take for Peaky Blinders. The next Star Wars movie is Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian and Grogu, based on the hit Disney Plus series. Favreau and Dave Filoni co-wrote the screenplay, and Sigourney Weaver and Pedro Pascal star. Footage was shown at Summer's D23 that included an appearance of Babu Frick, shots of AT-ATs on a snowy planet a la Empire Strikes Back, and red alien pointy-eared Zeb from the animated series. Well, he's not red, he's purple, but that's a fucking bad editor's note right there. But Star Wars, one step forward, two steps back, two steps forward, three steps back, four steps forward, 5 steps back. Seriously, this is a never-ending fucking thing when it comes to Star Wars and it comes to the film side of Star Wars lately. But, you know, hey, at least the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is done filming. There's that. So that's cool. I can't wait to see more of that, but I don't think that's not even coming until like May of 2026, which apparently is like releasing alongside Avengers Doomsday. Good luck with that, Lucasfilm. Because last time they had a Star Wars movie up against Avengers movie, well, we had Solo in the same month as Avengers Infinity War. Because Infinity War came out at the very end of April and then proceeded to just own the rest of May. And then Star Wars had Han Solo, a Star Wars story, release on May 25th, 2018, and it bombed. Granted, Mando and Grogu is a completely separate entity from Han Solo. That's for damn sure. So I foresee Mandalorian and Grogu at least getting more of a profit on its opening weekend than, say, maybe something like Solo. But time will tell. As far as the Rey film losing the writer, I just kind of throw my hands in the air and I'm just like, okay. It is what it is. I can wait. But in the meantime, I do believe there is another Star Wars film that is apparently set to maybe start filming. Where is this report even coming from? I believe it was from Empire Magazine that had this. Oh wait, no. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna source this because it's from a scooper. Originally, when I saw this news, I thought it came from Empire, but apparently it's coming from one of the scoopers. Allegedly, James Mangold's movie was apparently supposed to set filming next year, but I'm not taking the word of that scooper. Anyway, Andy's in the house. How you doing, man? Happy Spider-Man 4 will be in between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I will be getting to that. Don't you worry. What's up, Draven? I keep telling people Fantastic Four First Steps is going to surprise everybody, namely when we see Galactus finally in the MCU, because I think the trailer is going to surprise people. Look, I think, kind of stepping away from the Star Wars conversation a little bit, but like, yeah, the footage I saw of Fantastic Four at San Diego was incredible. It was beautiful. It looked amazing, and that was even just like test footage and more like conceptual footage more than anything. So I was just like, yeah, this movie's going to be saucy. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. And I can't wait for Mandalorian and Grogu. I've got a lot of faith in Jon Favreau. I got a lot of faith in Dave Filoni. I think those guys are doing fucking prime work on Star Wars. And a lot of people really didn't like the third season of Mandalorian. I can't really fathom why. That always still kind of makes me just kind of like raise an eyebrow a little bit at certain Star Wars fans. But hey, you know, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? But as far as the Rey movie losing her writer, what the fuck? Lock down a writer. Just lock down a fucking writer for this movie, please. I just want to see Rey Skywalker again. Like, I don't know why that's such a big ask. Like, please, can we just get another Rey Skywalker film? Like, I want this movie to actually happen, and I hope it does. So, that's my hope. You know, I hope they find a writer soon. I hope that, you know, they get churning on production, and I hope the movie gets made. I really do want to see Rey Skywalker again. Yes, I'm one of the people who actually did like Rise of Skywalker. But, yeah. That is all the bit of Star Wars news I think we can stomach for the day. Oh, what else we got going on? What else do we have? Oh, well, we're going to step in a bit of a different direction here real quick. I also saw this news earlier this week. That is Mr. Mike Flanagan developing a Carrie TV series for Amazon. And oh my goodness, this was actually really effing cool when I saw this. I thought I saw this from a Hollywood report. Oh, it might have been Deadline. Here we go. Yeah. All right, cool. If you're a fan of Stephen King, this may very well be up your alley. So, exclusive! After scoring the big deal at the Toronto Film Festival with Neon for TIFF's People's Choice Awards winner, Life of Chuck director Mike Flanagan and Stephen King are right back at it. The dish here's their next collaboration will be Carrie, this time as an 8-episode series for Amazon. Flanagan will be the showrunner. The 1974 novel put the young author King on the map and also bolstered his worth as an author whose genre storytelling was most translatable to the big screen. Brian De Palma was the first director to adapt King's coming-of-age story of a young sheltered girl with a domineering mother whose bullying caused unimaginable blood-soaked sequences due to her hyperkinetic powers. Sissy Spacek played the title character, and John Travolta, Piper Laurie, Amy Irving, Nancy Allen, Betty Buckley, and William Catt also starred. After the 1976 hit, several follow-ups came later, including The Rage, Carrie 2, a 2002 telepic, a 2013 remake that starred Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore, which was actually really good, might I add. This would be the second recent deal in which one of King's treasures would be given a longer storytelling road. A24 has Paul Greengrass and J.H. Wyman adapting King's fairy tale into a series. After an early attempt to mount it as a movie at Universal made them realize there was just too much story to pack into one feature, the Gary Dauberman directed Salem's Lot was just released this Halloween. Gary Dauberman actually wrote it, part 1 and 2, for Andy Muschietti. Flanagan and Trevor Macy will be executive producing the series. King, who famously options his literary properties for $1 with a short leash attached, has several film adaptations in the offing. The Long Walk, which King wrote at age 19, which was published under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, is going at Lionsgate with Francis Lawrence. Jack Bender is directing The Institute, and Edgar Wright is directing a new version of The Running Man with Glenn Powell playing the role originated by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Josh Brolin, Lee Pace, Katie O'Brien, Carl Glusman, and Daniel Ezra also starring. King wrote under the Bachman nom de plume, and I can remember how exciting it was as all of us devoured the author's writing that a whole bunch of others by him were there to be devouring anew. Flanagan previously helmed Dr. Sleep, the sequel to King's The Shining, as well as Gerald's Game, and they have been knocking around the idea of doing a new version of The Dark Tower. WME reps Flanagan, and King is repped by Rand Holston Management and Gang Tire. So, apparently they're also opening a writer's room, and this one is happening very, very quickly. So, Mike Flanagan is like the primordial Stephen King adapter at this point. You know, as it made mention, he has done Gerald's Game, he has done Dr. Sleep, and now he's doing Carrie. I pray to fucking God that he gets the chance to do Dark Tower, because if there is anyone who can bring Dark Tower to life, because let's face it, those books are just too big and too dense and too thick and too full of things that you just cannot lock down into a single feature film for every single book. There's just no way it's going to happen. You need a series. You need to do each book as a season, if not 2 seasons, to get the full, beautiful story of Roland the Last Gunslinger. You need those books done in a streaming televised format. That is the only way that story is ever going to get done justice, in my humble opinion. Because let's face it, that Dark Tower movie was garbage. It was not good. It had good things in it. It had good people in it, but it was just not a good movie. It was an hour and a half of time wasted. But he's doing Carrie as a series, which I can absolutely see that getting done episodically. That's a very easy one you can do episodically, and I'm really glad that he's doing that. As I mentioned, Gary Dauberman, he did Salem's Lot. He wrote It. I've actually been on a kind of a Stephen King kick lately. I am now listening to the audiobook for Stephen King's It. I'm on chapter 3? Chapter 3, like part 6 or 7? Something like that. Daryl says, Randall Flagg is my favorite Stephen King villain. That is the Man in Black, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because Randall Flagg was also in, what is it, either Salem's Lot or Under the Dome, something like that, right? Like, I don't really recall all too well. Like, I'm kind of an adequate novice Stephen King fan. Like, I have my Stephen King stories that I like. I like a lot of the adaptations that have been done. Like, I like 11/22/63. I like both versions of It. I am pretty big on Dr. Sleep as well as The Shining. I actually just watched The Shining last night just to refamiliarize myself with that world. And it's just because I am a fan of Kubrick, even though him and King and Kubrick famously like disagree on that movie. But yeah, like I like me some King and I like me some Mike Flanagan. I think Mike Flanagan is an excellent director, and I think he is perfect, and I mean perfect to do this. He's got my you slap Mike Flanagan's name on anything, I will fucking watch it, okay? And I say that not having seen Midnight Mass. That is one of the only few projects I have not seen from him yet, Midnight Mass, even though I really need to because Hamish Linklater's in it. I actually like Hamish Linklater. But yeah, I am very, very curious to see what happens with this series. I'll probably end up watching it. Hopefully, I'll end up being able to review it for Multiverse of Color. We'll see what happens there, but time will tell. But yeah, you slap Mike Flanagan's name on anything, and I will watch the shit out of it. You know what else I'll watch the shit out of? Anything Christopher Nolan makes. You know who's joining Christopher Nolan's next movie? Tom Holland. Oh, wait. Daryl just said, yes, Randall Flagg is also known as the Man in Black in another name, which is Walter O'Dim. There it is. Zing. But yeah, Tom Holland has joined Christopher Nolan's next film. How exciting is that? That's very exciting, isn't it? Let's break the article down, shall we? All right. Tom Holland to star in Christopher Nolan's next latest film. Matt Damon is already on the call sheet for the top secret feature, and Universal will open in 2026. Tom Holland will star in Christopher Nolan's latest feature, joining Matt Damon in the top secret venture. Nolan wrote the script and is directing the project, which Universal Pictures will distribute. The studio has set a release date of July 17th, 2026. Plot details are being kept under wraps, but sources say the setting is not present day, although it's unclear whether it's set in the past or the future. Nolan is producing alongside producing partner and wife Emma Thomas for their Sin Copy banner. The new film reunites Nolan with the studio that made his drama Oppenheimer and propelled him to the first Oscar. He won Best Director and got Best Picture statue as a producer on the film, which earned a staggering $976 million worldwide. Oppenheimer was the first time the filmmaker worked with Universal, a relationship forged after Nolan publicly split with longtime home Warner Brothers in late 2020. While Oppenheimer was picked up by Universal in an open auction setting, this new project ended up going straight to the studio, according to sources. While Damon was part of Nolan Ensemble players, having worked with the filmmaker for Oppenheimer as well as 2014's Interstellar, this will be Tom Holland's first time with the lauded director. Holland's boarding may come with some ripple effects. Sources say that the actor will spend the next year juggling this project as well as Spider-Man 4 with a likely spot for Avengers Doomsday. Spider-Man 4 was delayed enough that Tom Holland's co-star Zendaya will now be shooting Dune 3 in early 2026 rather than next year. Oh, that's right. I believe Denis Villeneuve did say something effective that he was getting back into writing Dune 3, aka Dune Messiah. Now, what does this mean, right? This means that Tom Holland is going to be a busy and booked dude next year. That's for sure. But the fact you've got Matt Damon and Tom Holland acting in a Christopher Nolan movie, you have a Christopher Nolan movie, and then you have a Spider-Man movie, and then you also have an Avengers movie potentially with Tom Holland in it. Dude is going to have a big year in 2026. Dude is going to have one of the biggest years of his acting career next year. And man, I am rooting for him. I am totally just rooting for Spider-Man. I'm rooting for Tom Holland. I'm rooting for Christopher Nolan. I'm rooting for these guys to do something real special with this. And you know, when has Christopher Nolan ever disappointed anybody? I'll tell you, never, not once. But Phil, Tenet. Yeah, Tenet was amazing. I don't know what y'all are. What anyone who says Tenet wasn't amazing is lying for clout. I will say that with my whole chest. Anyone who says Tenet is not good is just flat out lying. They are lying to you and they are lying to themselves. Tenet is an amazing Christopher Nolan joint. Although I do think it was a little bit much of him to push that theater to a theatrical release in 2020 when the theaters were shut down. That wasn't exactly helping theaters. He should have delayed it. But regardless, the film itself was very, very good. It was one of my favorites. It actually is one of my favorites. Between Interstellar, Oppenheimer, and Tenet, like those are my top 3 Nolan films that aren't Batman. Like, I believe firmly that Christopher Nolan is a fantastic director, even though he's even made some things where I'm just like, like Inception and Dunkirk. But this, shit. You put Tom Holland in a movie, I'll watch it. I'll watch the fucking shit out of that. Especially if you have him tag teaming with Christopher Nolan of all people. Fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yes. You know what? Let's do it again because
This is fucking awesome.
this is fucking awesome. Christopher Nolan, Tom Holland, Matt Damon. Question is now, what movie is Christopher Nolan making next? Is it a period piece? Heavy rumors indicate it might be an espionage movie. Other people might be saying it's a horror movie. I'm not entirely sure which one. Maybe a little bit of both. Although I don't know how you kind of mishmash those two worlds, but that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I don't know. I just know that Christopher Nolan is making another movie. He's making it with Universal. He even took a check from Warner Brothers while working with Universal releasing Oppenheimer for Tenet. And he was like, yeah, thanks. I'm still going to make my next movie with Universal. So, yeah. Good on Nolan. Good on Tom Holland. Like I said, Tom Holland is going to have a very busy year. And a busy year he will have indeed. Because Spider-Man 4 is set to film next summer and will debut July 26th, 2026, everybody. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Let's fucking go, right? Here we go. Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 sets July 2026 release following Avengers Doomsday. Tom Holland's Spider-Man will swing back into theaters on July 24th, 2026. The untitled Columbia Pictures project from director Destin Daniel Cretton will debut shortly after Avengers Doomsday, which comes out May 1st, 2026. Spider-Man Far From Home was similarly released just 2 months after Avengers Endgame, and the third Spidey film grossed over $1 billion globally. During an appearance on The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, Holland confirmed that his fourth Spider-Man movie will begin production in mid-2025. Next summer, we start shooting. Everything's good to go. We're nearly there. Super exciting. I can't wait. During a recent interview on the Rich Roll podcast, Holland revealed that he had read a draft of the script for his fourth Spider-Man movie and said it needs work, but the writers are doing a great job. One of the things is that with Marvel, your film is a small cog in a large machine, Holland said of Spider-Man 4's development. The machine has to go keep running, but you have to make sure you can fit into the timeline at the right time to benefit the bigger character. That's one of the challenges we're facing. The time in which we need to get that done is a tall order, but definitely achievable with the people we have working on it now. It's not yet clear if Zendaya will return to his role as MJ. I mean, for crying out loud, she read the fucking script with him. Of course she's coming back as MJ. Holland has played Peter Parker in 3 standalone films directed by John Watts. You have Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Variety confirmed in September that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings filmmaker Destin Daniel Cretton would direct the sequel, taking over the franchise from trilogy director John Watts. Cretton's other credits include the 2013 short film Short Term 12, 2017's The Glass Castle, 2019's Just Mercy. He was previously set to direct the now scrapped Avengers Kang Dynasty, departed the project in November, and it was later reworked into Avengers Doomsday. Cretton has stayed in the Marvel family, co-creating the upcoming Wonder Man miniseries starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Cretton has also been developing a sequel to Shang-Chi, but a source close to the production says Spider-Man 4 is currently the priority for the studio. The relationship between Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures Entertainment has at times been tumultuous. There was a brief period in late 2019 where the two entities reached an impasse about the future of the character in the MCU, and the agreement was temporarily called off. They came to a resolution shortly after, followed by the No Way Home crossover extravaganza that brought previous Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield into the MCU. Okay, so Spider-Man, July 26th, 2026. 2 months after Avengers Doomsday. Okay, I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. And I've been saying it for a long while. I've been saying it for the last few weeks. I said if Spider-Man 4 comes out after Doomsday but before Secret Wars, there is a very high chance that that film could very well be not as grounded as people are probably assuming. Here's my guess. If he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday, and then he has his solo movie after that, the fourth one at that too, and if you've read Secret Wars, be it the 84 version or the Hickman 2015 version, either way, Dr. Doom is at the head of it all. And in the 2015 version of that story, when the 616 and the 1610 Ultimate Universe collide into one, Doom names himself God Emperor Doom over what is referred to as Battle World. Here's my guess and prediction, everybody. Spider-Man 4 will take place in Battle World. And that is where we will finally see him get the black symbiote suit. And he very well could get it in Doomsday. He very well could get it from Reed Richards, just like how it happened in the original Secret Wars comic. I don't know. Time will tell. But the thing is if Tom Holland has a role in Avengers Doomsday as Spider-Man, we already know, I know this for fact, I know that the Fantastic Four are going to be in Avengers Doomsday. I know that Victor Von Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Gee, why? Because the film is called fucking Doomsday, and Dr. Doom is the new big bad that Kang no longer is. Okay? So, where does Spider-Man 4 fit into this? Well, like they just said, like Tom Holland mentioned, you have to fit in the bigger machine of it all, and if Avengers Doomsday ends in a way that is very similar to Avengers Infinity War, in that the main antagonist gets his way and ultimately wins with his goal in mind, i.e., if Dr. Doom becomes the overarching big bad overseer of this new universe, then Spider-Man 4 could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. But my guess is that it will. That is my prediction. Spider-Man 4 will take place in Battle World, or some variant of where Dr. Doom is the head honcho of the newly created universe, where he runs shit and he's top dog. That's my guess. Now, there is also a chance that Spider-Man 4 could concurrently take place alongside Avengers Doomsday and inevitably line up with where that film ends. However, that said, if Avengers Doomsday comes out before Spider-Man and Spider-Man is in that movie and the next movie immediately after Doomsday is Spider-Man, then my logic has led to me to believe that, yeah, maybe the next Spider-Man movie happens directly after the events of Avengers Doomsday, which in a way kind of mirrors Far From Home, where Far From Home had the aftermath of Avengers Endgame. We picked up that story and how Peter decidedly had to make a choice and become the hero of New York and become, he had to step out of the Iron Man shadow and be a better Spider-Man. And he did. I like Far From Home. With this one, if this movie takes place on a possible battle world, because I have no fucking clue what's going to happen at the end of Avengers Doomsday, I'm just taking a guess. Because clearly, in Secret Wars, Doctor Doom is a very pivotal character in both versions of those stories. So, I'm just, again, taking a guess. I don't know, can't say for sure. But I would love to see a version of that movie where Tom Holland's Spider-Man is on Battleworld and everything is all fucked up and everything is changed and everything is different. Maybe he gets a black symbiote suit. Maybe he has a fight with Daredevil in the black symbiote suit. I don't fucking know. But that's the next logical question, right? Like, oh, well, Spider-Man 4, what's the story of Spider-Man 4? I don't know. I have no idea. How are they going to market this movie in tangent with Avengers Doomsday? What? I don't know. I have no fucking clue how they're going to do it. I have no idea how they're going to keep it vague this time. Because if Spider-Man 4 is a movie that takes place after Avengers Doomsday, you might see some shit spoiled in regards to Avengers Doomsday. But I don't know. Marvel's usually pretty good at hiding those spoilers. But however, they did say this for the second trailer, I believe, for Spider-Man Far From Home. They were like, hey, just in case you haven't seen Endgame, this trailer totally, goes over moments that are directly affected by Endgame. So I don't know. I have no idea. Just imagine Doctor Doom using Marvel heroes as chess pieces in live action. Oh, for sure. Oh, I can absolutely see that. I'll take it a step further. And I've even said this before on my own show here, right? I think if you really wanted to bring back Robert Downey Jr. and have him have like a personal enforcer, have it be Hydra Captain America. Have it be Secret Agent Hail Hydra Captain America, played by Chris Evans. Put Chris Evans in that Secret Empire green and silver Captain America suit. Have him utter the words Hail Hydra and have him stand right there next to Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom. Have them be the big bads of Avengers Secret Wars. That would be fucking hilarious. I'd laugh my ass off if that actually happened. 2026 is going to be the year for comic book fans. You want to know why? Because we have the Batman Part 2, Lanterns, Spider-Man 4, and Avengers Doomsday. Very good observation, Braden. Very good observation indeed. I love that. That's a very good observation because the Batman Part 2 comes out in October. Lanterns is probably coming out sometime that year. Spider-Man 4 just got dated for July, and Avengers Doomsday got dated for May 1st, I believe. Yeah, May 1st of 2026. So that is going to be one hell of a year for comic book films. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man will run into the Fantastic Four in Doomsday. Believe me, if Spider-Man is in Avengers Doomsday, and I doubt they're going to pass up having Spider-Man in an Avengers movie because, I mean, he technically is an Avenger, so it wouldn't shock me if he was in it. And, him and Johnny Storm, they are friends in the comics in more iterations than one. That's for sure. And given that Joseph Quinn and Tom Holland are like roughly in that same age bracket-ish, kind of, yeah, I could totally see them just cracking jokes and being friendly towards each other. I will also say that in Battle World, I'm going to say it right now too. I think there's a high chance that Deadpool and Wolverine can even show up in Spider-Man 4. I'm not holding my breath for that. I would be ecstatic to watch Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman bounce off of Tom Holland. I would be fucking ecstatic. Do I actually think it's going to happen? No, I don't. But if it did, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Definitely. But yeah, man, Spider-Man 4, July 26th. Let me just go ahead and pencil that into my date calendar right now because I am there. I mean, look at my fucking hat. Look at my fucking t-shirt. I love Spider-Man. I have a Spider-Man 2099 statue right there. I just got Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman. Come on. I love Spider-Man. You put him in a fucking movie, I'll watch it no matter what. Anyway. Moving on. Let's go ahead and tackle this last few things here. Wait, hold on. Braden says, I think when Tom Holland's Spider-Man has the black suit, he will be in multiple projects to show his evolution with the black suit. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. They might just do it one and done like they did with the Spider-Man 3, but we'll see. If they put Spider-Man in the black suit, that would definitely be a different departure of the character if they had it over multiple films. But speaking of the black suit, that's a perfect segue, actually. Venom: The Last Dance. Reactions to this movie have been all over the place. I've seen people say it's the best in the trilogy. I've seen people say it's complete and total ass. I have seen people say it's, you know, it's another Venom movie. Well, I've seen it. I have a review. It's on my channel if you guys want to go check it out. But I'll reiterate a lot of what I've already said there here. Look, I can only speak for myself when it comes to this stuff, okay? And I walked into Venom: The Last Dance, and I was like, okay, I know this is going to be the last one. I know that Noel is somehow like in the movie or whatever. It's like, yeah, cool. I didn't really have any expectations going into it. Not too many. I mean, I knew I was just going in for another ride with Eddie Brock and Venom. I was along for the ride. And then the ride was over. And that's what this movie feels like. The ride with Eddie Brock and Venom is over. That's ultimately how I felt walking out. I was like, okay, with that, okay, that's over. That was interesting. I would also just say that, like, I will just reiterate what I said in my own review. Ranking these movies, I will just posit that I'm just going to go in like order of release because that's the exact way I find them entertaining. The first one, in my opinion, is the best. Let There Be Carnage is decent, but it has some flaws. And then this one was kind of below Let There Be Carnage. I was like, okay. Like there are characters in it that I was just like, oh, okay. Like there's even one point where Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, Rex, whatever the fuck, the general, whatever for the Secret Service, like he's talking to some guy in a blacked out room. We don't even know who that guy is. He's just kind of there giving him orders, and it's never resolved by the end of the movie. Noel's in it, but barely. He kind of utters a few lines here and there. He opens the movie and closes the movie. Literally, that's it. He literally opens and closes the film. And every other symbiote in the movie, spoilers, there's a few symbiotes in the movie. They all kind of just go, oh yeah, our creator has found us. And if he does find us and he gets this codex, your world is screwed. And you find out that Venom is the codex. And in order for Noel to be freed, he needs that codex it's essentially a key to unlock him from his prison on Clintar. And Venom is the codex. And the way they achieve this codex is if the host dies and is bonded with the symbiote, and the symbiote bonds with the dead body to bring it back to life. That's how a codex is formed, apparently. And Venom's the codex, and then the rest of the movie is Venom and Eddie being chased by this like less cool looking xenomorph called a xenophage, which is kind of interesting. It's that big giant fucking monster you saw in the trailer. Yeah, the movie is just literally them being chased by that thing half the time. And I was like, oh, so this is what we're doing. You've got one guy from Doctor Strange in the movie. You've got another guy from the Amazing Spider-Man franchise in another role in this movie. And we're just kind of moving Eddie and Venom along from Mexico to Vegas to Area 51. And yeah. Oh, and then at the end of the movie, spoilers, Venom saves everybody, but at the cost of his own symbiotic life. Like he takes all these xenophages in and gets doused with poison acid and dissolves everything and dies. Except there is like one little bit of Venom symbiote still rolling around somewhere. And they tease that at the very end of the movie in the second post-credit scene. Yeah, I'm spoiling the shit out of this movie. You guys haven't paid attention. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, sorry. I probably should have put that in the description here. But I also did say in my review, that's a spoiler review as well. So if you haven't seen this movie, you should probably see it, unless you don't care that I'm spoiling it, which more power to you. But like, yeah, there were cool things in it. Like you see a bunch of different symbiotes, and that was cool. Like the chemistry between Eddie and Venom is always great. But even then, like, is that enough does the good outweigh the bad? No, not particularly. Not for this one. Like it was fine. Like I'm not saying it was terrible, but like all three of the Venom movies like fall into a very specific category of quality, and they just kept getting the quality lessened with each installment. Like, I think the first one's actually pretty good. The second and third one, well, the second one I think could have been a lot better. And this one was just like okay, we're just kind of setting up Noel. It was like kind of like Madam Web in that, oh, this is just kind of a setup movie. We're kind of focusing on the setup more than we are like actually telling a good story. And it's like, oh, fuck, dude. Cool, I guess. But like, if this is the end of Eddie Brock and Venom, well, who the fuck is Noel going to fight in an inevitable follow up? Like, I don't get it, because also a lot of the other symbiotes were kind of wasted in this movie. So I don't know what their plan is for Noel. So yeah, it really is just like, I kind of walked in hoping maybe Sony would like maybe learn a lesson or two from Madam Web. Nope, they didn't. I don't know what's going to happen with Craven. I think that one actually looks pretty good, all things considered. But hey, we'll see. But I will say that there were some humorous moments in Venom Last Dance. I think the title is actually kind of ridiculous. I actually think it would have benefited more from being titled Venom the Lethal Protector, because they call him, they refer to themselves as the Lethal Protector in the fucking movie, and even going so far as to like protecting a family in the movie. And it's like, yeah, there you go. It fits way more than The Last Dance. Ironically enough, there was a last dance in the movie between Eddie Venom and Mrs. Chen. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, we just go ahead and rank the comic book films that I've seen this year. Live action, anyway. Deadpool and Wolverine. Joker Folie à Deux. Venom The Last Dance. Madam Web. I haven't seen The Crow yet, so I can't comment on that. Last up is Craven. Where do I think Craven's going to land? I don't know. I hope it's good, but I don't know. I have no idea. But Venom The Last Dance is out. The reactions are, again, sporadic all over the place. Let's take a look and see what its box office looks like at the moment. Let's see. Venom box office. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, according to Deadline, Venom The Last Dance bonds with 27.3 million in first 2 days overseas, now eyeing 180 million global bow. Wow. Let's see. Friday update, refresh for latest. Across its first 2 full days overseas, Sony's Venom The Last Dance has slurped up a total of 27.3 million from 47 international box office markets. As we noted on Wednesday, the early offshore performance is sending projections for the global bow higher than initially estimated. Worldwide, the Marvel symbiote is now looking at $180 million opening weekend. Thursday's domestic previews, as Anthony has reported, were $8.5 million. If it hits the 180 mark globally, the Venom Last Dance will come in 5% above the worldwide debut of the previous title in the trilogy, Let There Be Carnage. Wow. Apparently in China, it made 14.7 through Thursday. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's check out Box Office Mojo and see if it has any numbers for it, for Venom. Let's see. What is the current for Venom The Last Dance? Let's see. October 25th. Venom The Last Dance. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Well, the domestic numbers have not been released yet, but worldwide it's currently sitting at $35 million. And I believe the budget for it was somewhere in the 120 million range. Something like that. Yeah, $120 million before marketing. Wow. And if it makes 180 million worldwide, that's good. That's actually really good. So, looks like Venom may or may not be off to a pretty solid start. People love those movies. And by people, I mean general audiences. Fans and critics alike are just eviscerating this thing left and right from time to time. You've got some people who are just, being blunt about it. They're like, oh yeah, it's a fun, dumb time. It's not the best shit since baked bread, but it's a fun time. And I would even agree. It is. It very much is a fun time. Oh, cool. I've got a little bot here in my Twitch stream. That's great. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to have to set up a mod bot or something like that to get rid of stuff like that. But yeah, Venom The Last Dance, everybody. Looking like it just might do well this weekend at the box office, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens indeed. For the last thing I'm going to talk about here, this is more of like a, hey, I heard kind of thing, so don't take my word at it with face value, but this is just something I heard. Apparently, a test screening happened for James Gunn's Superman last night. Information on it, of course, as these things tend to be, scarce. But apparently, an unfinished version of the film was shown to test audiences last night. Not really sure how I feel about this. Not even really sure if this information is legitimate, considering I saw this from someone in a Discord channel that I am in, claimed to have seen the movie. And I was like, okay. I'll believe it when I see it, buddy. But yeah, apparently they had seen this movie. I haven't seen anyone else corroborate this in accordance to whether or not a test screening has taken place. And obviously, if one did take place, Mr. James Gunn is for sure not going to be like, oh yeah, totally, it happened last night. Fuck no, that's not how that works. But yeah, if a test screening did in fact happen, then that would lead one to assume that, well, they've got footage for it, clearly. Gunn did mention that an assembly cut for this was also done and had been done for a while. At Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, he announced that a trailer would be coming soon, but not too soon, i.e. probably CCXP, Comic-Con in Brazil. So, I don't know. I have no idea. If this test screening took place and people walked out of it and they liked what they saw, cool. That's great. I know there was a lot of rumors surrounding like The Flash. Oh, people walked out of that, liked what they saw. That movie bombed. I don't know. If James Gunn has like the magic sauce and general audiences latch on to Superman, cool. That means we get more DC stuff, hopefully. If general audiences don't land it, I don't know. I don't know that the same situation that we've seen all the times before with Warner Brothers is going to happen all over again, because Warner Brothers Pictures does not have oversight over DC Studios. DC Studios is its own autonomous entity. So even if Superman were to fail, I would certainly hope that James Gunn has the fortitude and knowledge, and David Zaslav just doesn't look at that and go, well, this was a waste of time, scrap the whole damn thing. I would certainly hope that they would just continue to chug on and do other things, and maybe table Superman for a bit, if not use him in a supporting role going forward. But I don't know. I can't predict the future. I have no idea. I can just posit just hypotheticals all damn day until the movie actually comes out in July, which also comes out July 11th. He's sticking to that date pretty hard, and I don't blame him at all, considering that is the date of his late father's birthday. So, of course, he's going to want a very personal comic book character film that he made come out on a day that is dear to him. Makes total sense. Now, as for this test screening, cool. If that it means they are further along in the process, and that again we are probably closer to seeing something from it. But time will tell if we actually get around to actually seeing something for it anytime soon. Like I said, and like Dave said when we were doing the Creature Commandos panel on his channel, the Film Junkie channel, last Saturday, we're probably not going to see it until CCXP. That's my guess, because that is apparently DC is really popular in Brazil. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it would make sense to have like a fucking huge crowd of people who are big DC fans and showcasing a brand new Superman trailer in front of those fans just to build up hype. And especially to cap the year off with, oh, hey, by the way, next July, next summer, Superman. So that's about it, everybody. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank everyone for chiming in. Braden, Daryl, Kingdom of Nerds. I see your chat there. Hello. Andy and Omega Swiper. Thanks again for tuning in. And Draven, thanks for stopping by. Hope everyone has a wonderfully fabulous weekend. As you all also know, just do the thing. Help me out. I mean, I'm not begging, but I'm just asking. If you could be kind, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It also doesn't. Shutting the fuck up is also free too. But yeah, do the thing. Like, subscribe, share. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. Channel would appreciate it, but more often than not, I would appreciate it. But this is where we're signing off again. Very, very slow, short news week, but some exciting advancements for sure. Definitely. I know I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. I'm definitely looking forward to a couple other things, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll be on the Vodka stream later tonight to talk with Dave and our friends, Chris and everyone else about all this other cool, neat shit. Like, probably give our reactions to Venom, maybe talk about the Spider-Man news some more. So Oh, we got one last question here from Brandon. Do you think Robert Downey Jr. Doom will be a supporting character in Fantastic Four, just like a short cameo for the post-credit scene? I am going to flat out say that he is more than just a post-credit scene. I think Dr. Doom will have a larger presence in Fantastic Four. I don't believe one bit that it's just going to be reduced to a post-credit scene. I think that's bullshit. See you on the Vodka stream. I hope so, man. Hopefully I'll get a link. Hopefully Dave will be kind enough to invite me on, and we'll be able to talk some more about this stuff later. But as always, everybody, take care, stay safe, keep it classy. Much love. Bye.